is going on, guys? Welcome to the Erica Russo Show. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I am beyond excited that the universe has led you here today. And if you are an OG, you continue to come back, you continue to press play, you continue to lean into your own intuition, hug your inner child, do the work, all the things. I love you. Thank you so much for your continued support, by the way. It really does mean so much to me. And if this podcast is helping you, if it's giving you clarity, if it's giving you those aha moments, I would be eternally grateful if you can head on over to Spotify or Apple and write a review. Those reviews allow this podcast to get to more ears. And now, more than ever, the things that come through on this podcast, I think, can help and bring a bigger impact to a lot more people. Before you go ahead and click submit on that review, make sure you send a screenshot to me over on Instagram at Erica W. Russo, and I would love to send you a free gift for supporting this podcast. Now that that is all said and done, I feel like I haven't actually sat down and recorded a podcast episode in a long time. This summer has been, it went by so quickly, dude. Like, did you experience it? Because I remember when my kids were younger, kindergarten, preschool, I remember, I remember the summers always felt like they dragged. And for some reason this year, I think it has a lot to do with like the chapter that I'm in as far as parenting is concerned. My kids are older, they're 13 and turning 11 in October, so they're a bit more independent. It just went by so quickly. Like I felt like I blinked and we were on our family vacation and like in a couple weeks they start school. So I'm just taking this summer to really enjoy it and to breathe. I feel like for a very long time I always put way too much on my plate in the summertime. And this year I didn't. And I'm so thankful that I didn't do that because I was able to just be. I was able to just enjoy it, sit down on my deck and read my books and spend time with my cat, spend time with my kids, get a nice tan going, all the things. And yeah, I'm just kind of in the last dog days of summer. You know what I mean? Like those 2 weeks before we go back into the grind. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And with that being said, this episode, we are talking about Virgo season. This episode is going to drop about 2 days before we enter the very grounded, very analytical earth sign of Virgo. Before we go ahead and dive into all things Virgo, I want to let everybody know that my Eclipse Thrive guide is now available for purchase. We are heading into eclipse season in a couple of weeks. I believe our first eclipse is the first week of September, and then we have another eclipse 2.5 weeks after that. This is really a go-to guide on how these eclipses are going to be impacting your unique natal chart and really kind of what to expect throughout this whole season. I will leave the link to grab your copy of the Eclipse Thrive Guide in the show notes. And I have openings for the Cosmic Edge. This is my 12-month astrological prediction mentorship, consultation, whatever we're calling it. So if you are a small business and you are looking to use astrology to grow your business, to see and map out your year ahead, I'd love to connect. I will also leave the information to submit an application for that in the show notes as well. Now, with all of that being said, let's talk about the real reason why we are here today, and that is Virgo season. Okay. Virgo season arrives each year right after we wrap up Leo. Okay. And Leo season is all about enjoyment. to be completely honest. I mean, let's be real. How many people go on vacation during Leo season? It's the last days of summer, so we're taking in all of the summer activities. We're really embracing just living life, right? And that's what Leo is all about. And then come time, school goes back in session and it's all about Virgo, okay? Virgo likes to get organized. It's about refining your routines. It is about focusing on the details and making life run smoothly. Okay. Whether you have strong Virgo placements in your chart or simply want to work with this season's energy, that is what we are going to be discussing in today's podcast episode. Okay. Now, if there's anything that I know when it comes to the zodiac, I know Virgo. Okay, my mother is a Virgo sun. My sister is a Virgo sun. My brother is a Virgo sun. My father is a Leo sun, Leo rising, but has a Virgo stellium. So I know Virgo, okay? I grew up with a lot of Virgo in my house. And what I can tell you about Virgo from experiencing it at a very personal level is that Virgo is efficient. Virgo is organization. Virgo is focus. Virgo is attention to detail. Okay. Sometimes, let's be real, a lot of the times to a fault. But we need Virgo in our life. You know, we all have, and here's the thing, guys, we all have Virgo in our chart. Okay, depending on where it is, how many planets we have impacting that said sign, depends on how much of that energy is expelled through us. Okay, now I always personally liked Virgo season, to be completely honest. One, because my kids go back to school and I start to focus in on making freezer meals and, you know, trying to figure out like the best crock pot recipes and we get that crispness in the air and it's just all about starting a routine, right? Like, I can't be the only one that like, school starts and then we get back into the routine. That's no coincidence that this is occurring during Virgo season. Okay, so Virgo season typically will run from August 23rd to September 22nd each year, and this marks a transition from, again, Leo season, the lazy days of summer, the enjoyment of summer, and it brings us into a more grounded, methodical pace of early autumn. Okay, so Virgo, I don't know. And the thing is, I have no Virgo in my chart, believe it or not. I have no planets or anything, but maybe I love Virgo season so much because it's what I need. I need this collective energy of Virgo in order to kind of be efficient, to be more organized, to be more methodical. And we are here. We are absolutely here. So the element is earth and the modality is mutable. And this is what I find very interesting about Virgo. If you know a Virgo, okay, you know that they got motherfucking opinions, okay? They like analytics, they like data, they have a lot to say. But it's interesting because they're actually a mutable sign, and mutable will usually comes with a sense of ease. Mutable is very go with the flow. It's very, it is what it is. It's not so fixed, right? And a lot of you are probably listening to this right now being like, well, every Virgo I know is a pain in the ass, right? Because yeah, they kind of are. But that's because Virgo acts differently. Virgo is its own universe. They collect data. That's quite literally what they do. They keep receipts. And then what they do is when they are sharing their opinions about something, they're actually just sharing the data that they have collected throughout their life. Okay, it's not necessarily like stubbornness, it's just all the data that they are dumping on us. Okay, so they actually are mutable, but they're data collectors. See what I'm trying to say? So they're actually very easygoing, but because of how they are wired, it seems like they're not. which is very interesting. Now, Virgo is the sixth sign of the zodiac and is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect and analytical thinking. And, Mercury's influence makes Gemini quick and curious because it also rules Gemini. But in Virgo, it's so much more methodical and detail oriented. When we're talking about the Virgo personality, we're going to see things like practicality, attention to detail, service oriented nature, a very analytical mind, perfectionism. At their best, Virgo is very dependable and compassionate and efficient. And when they aren't so evolved, they may be overly critical towards themselves and others, and they really need to learn to embrace to be good enough. A lot of Virgos have this issue with perfectionism, and they think that if it's not perfect, it's shit. And this is going to be a life lesson for anybody who has like major Virgo placements. Okay. Now, I always say this, and you're going to hear me say this time and time again, but our greatest teachers are the polarity of our sun, moon, and our rising. Okay. And the polarity of Virgo is actually Pisces. Okay. Virgo's very analytical and very grounded and very much like book smart, where Pisces is much more compassionate and empathetic towards everything. Okay. Virgo focuses on practical and tangible, while Pisces leans into the spiritual and the emotional. Okay. So if you are somebody who has major Virgo placements, your greatest teacher is actually Pisces, not Virgo. Okay. And Pisces is trying to teach you to be a little bit more gentle with not only other people, but with yourself, and that it's okay to feel bigger emotions. It's okay to lean in to, your intuition where you don't have logical, tangible proof of it. And that's just the way the world works. Okay. Now, something that I have found very interesting is there's actually cities and locations associated with each of the zodiac signs. And the cities and locations associated with Virgo are Paris, France, Boston, Massachusetts, Jerusalem, Israel, Los Angeles, and Switzerland. Okay, so these locations reflect Virgo's connection to refinement, being meticulous, and the drive to improve systems. And I can definitely see that in those locations. Now, when we're talking about Virgo season, here are 3 tips to help you really utilize this zodiacal energy that is present at this time. Number one, get organized, okay? Inside and out. I know for myself, I am looking forward to school starting again so I can go to the container store and buy containers and start organizing little pieces of my house, because that's what Virgo does. Okay. Virgo season is the perfect time to declutter your physical space and streamline your routines, organizing your home, your workspace, getting out your planner and really scheduling things. Okay. Every season has this collective energy to it that we can utilize in our own life. Okay. For example, I would not do I wouldn't do Virgo chores in Leo season. I just wouldn't do it because Leo season is about enjoyment. It's about embracing your inner child. It's about pleasures of life. It's about the sun. It's about just embracing fun. Why am I going to bring Virgo into that? That sounds like a Debbie Downer. Okay. Now, in Scorpio season, it's very much about leaning into the darkness, leaning into the mysteries. I wouldn't do Virgo things in Scorpio season. to be completely honest, Scorpio season is for me to be a badass witch. This is the time where I'm channeling. This is the time where I am maybe, really working with the occult at some level. This is the time where I am working on my book of shadows. So, really utilizing each one of the zodiac signs, or the zodiac seasons, I should say, will really help, because this is the energy that's on the table. Okay, this is what's happening right now. Let's use it to our advantage. Okay, so getting organized is number one. Another thing that we should be doing is prioritizing health and wellness. So, Virgo is ruled by Mercury and connected to the digestive system. Okay, Virgo has a strong link to holistic health. This season is ideal for paying attention to your nutrition, your hydration, your exercise habits. You want to try incorporating more fresh seasonal foods into your meals, or explore mindfulness practices like yoga and meditation or journaling. Virgo, I, dude, my mom is so Virgo. Like, she's a Virgo sun and an Aries moon. Can you th- take a moment to think of that? Okay. She's intense, but when it comes time to it, she always had a good relationship with her body. She always took her health and wellness seriously. And now that I know the zodiac, and I'm a student of astrology, I understand that this is a very Virgo trait. Um, and again, I know I have a lot of moms that listen to this podcast, and what better way to start, really going back to the gym and getting your steps in than, once your kids are finally back at school. Okay. Now, I have more resources and really incredible recipes that were inspired by Virgo season, where I connected with my dear friend Meg, who owns This Mess Is Ours. She is a food blogger and just a recipe creator, and she created these amazing recipes a couple years ago for me. And I'm going to share them in the show notes because they're so freaking good. They are so good. She made a green grape sorbet inspired by Virgo season. She made like green goddess dip or dressing, which was so good. So be sure to check the show notes to get those recipes. Now, number three is focusing on the details without getting lost in them. Okay. Virgo energy makes it easy to spot flaws and refine work to a high standard. This is a great time to review projects, catch your errors, polish your skills. Just remember, progress matters more than perfection. You have to balance your eye for detail with compassion for yourself and others. So if you are somebody who has a business, this is a really great time to not launch something new, but to go back to the offers and the content or the programs or the services that you have already up and running and refine them. Okay, that's the attention to detail that Virgo season gives us. Now, my final thoughts on Virgo season. Okay, Virgo season is, again, it's probably one of my favorite seasons because it invites us to slow down and get intentional. Invest in the little things that create a well balanced life. Whether you're a Virgo yourself or you're simply soaking up the sign's grounded energy, this is a time to create systems that support your long term goals. Okay. Nurture your real well being and celebrate the satisfaction that comes from a job well done. When we work with Virgo energy, we learn that even the smallest, most thoughtful actions can have a big impact, and that sometimes the greatest beauty lies in the details. Okay, I don't know if you have any Virgo people around you, but I can tell you the attention to detail, their attention to detail is absolutely exquisite. They really do. They have an eye for aesthetic. They know what looks good, they know what looks like shit. We actually, last week, me and my husband's family, my brother in law, his family, and then my other brother in law, we all went up to my family's house in Westerly, Rhode Island. And My mom, my mom's a lot of things, but one thing she is very good at is decor. Like she's so good at home decor. And the whole time we were there, we were only there for like 4 days. The whole time, like one of my brother-in-laws would be like, I can't get over how nice this house is. I can't get over like the attention to detail, because there were there's tiny things um that you notice throughout the house that the naked eye or someone who doesn't have that attention to detail won't even recognize. But because my mom has that attention to detail, she's able to enhance every room that she decorates. And that's a Virgo thing. Okay, Virgos do, I'll give it to them, they have good taste because they have that attention to detail. So this is also a really great time to maybe like choose a room in your house and refine it, fine tune it, see what's missing in it, see what you can take away. Virgo isn't really an initiator. It's not really a fire sign. It's not an initiator. It's about coming in after something is initiated and refining. That is the key when it comes to Virgo season. So enjoy your Virgo season. I know I am. Be sure to come hang out with me on Instagram at Erica W. Russo. I do monthly horoscopes. Be sure to check out my freebie library. There's also a ton of other free resources there for you. And other than that, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you around the internet.